Plaintiffs Julie Knight and her aunt Tracy Knight say Tracy's sister, who is Julie's mother, passed away 11 years ago. Tracy claims the defendant is her mother and she had an affair with the co-defendant around the time her sister was conceived. So she petitioned the court for a DNA test to see if he is her deceased sister's father. Defendants Judy Campbell and Gordy Watley admit that Judy had an affair with Gordy before she married her late husband, and Gordy has always suspected that he was Tracy's sister's father. Therefore, they are eager to find out the truth today.
Start with you.
This happened 44 years ago. My mom cheated on my daddy 44 years ago. I'm Tracy. I'm Danielle Knight, which is my sister. He is the alleged father, Gordy.
You are?
The sister.
Of
his alleged daughter, and my sister's deceased.
Okay, got it.
And this is her daughter, which is my niece. And my sister passed 11 years ago. And my dad just passed away in October the 9th. And my mom took care of him on his deathbed all the way till the day that he took his last breath. And then a month ago, she called me up and said,
He must have treated her nice.
Daddy he did his dirt too, but
And she still took care of him?
She still took care of him. She was good. She did it for us.
Okay.
She did it for me and my brother.
Let me hear from you all.
Okay, Judge. What happened is Danny was my first boyfriend, which ended up being my husband. And then I broke up with him because he left and went to the military. So Gordy and I started dating after.
Why you leave a man because he went to serve his country?
Well, I mean, I kind of lost interest in him, and just.
How long was he gone before you left?
2 years.
So you're going to discourage men from going to the military. Go ahead.
So anyway, I met Gordy and we started talking, and then after I got into him and I realized he was married, I felt like there was nothing in that relationship for me, no future. So then when Danny came home, I broke up with Gordy, and Danny and I started dating, and we moved to Chicago. And we lived here to Joliet, and we stayed there for 2 years. And then after the 2 years, my mom called and she said, Judy, she said, it's not good to be living with a man and not be married because my parents are old-fashioned. So I said, okay. So I went back in September, the whole month of September, and I made all the dresses for the wedding and everything. And I had called Gordy and told him I was in town. And then we were talking, and then he kept talking to me and calling me and encouraged me to come and see him. So then when I went to see him, we had an affair then. And so then I didn't see him anymore in September after that. And then after I got married on the 29th of September, I moved to Oklahoma City. Then I was pregnant. I got pregnant, and I found out like in October and November. So that was so close that I didn't really know. I never knew. But he kept telling me all the time. He said, Judy, I have a feeling in my heart that that's my baby.
So why would you all wait 11 years after the child has passed?
I hadn't seen him in 30 years. But we went to a funeral and saw my best friend's husband and went over to their house. And my best friend Gordy said, where's my daughter and Judy? And she said, I hate to tell you this, but your daughter has passed away. But Judy lives in Oklahoma, and she's caring for her daughter. And so then he called me from her house. And so I spoke with him, and I told him that, people said you were dead and I couldn't find you and this, that, and the other. And so he was sad to hear that Danielle died and everything, and that he wasn't, a part of her life or anything.
But he knew it was his daughter.
From his heart, he knew.
Sir, how many years did you know in your heart?
Well, probably when she was about 9 or 10. Danielle.
And when did she pass?
She
How
passed,
old was she?
33.
She was 33.
Yeah.
So for 23 years, you had in your heart that she was your child.
But I had no way of knowing their location. Last I'd heard, they were living in Dallas or Oklahoma City.
I told Tracy that Gordy called me, and Stephanie, my friend, said that, told him that Danielle has passed away, and then he was kind of sad about it. He said, and he wants to see Julie, her daughter. He said, since I didn't get to deal with Danielle and didn't get to see her, can I see her daughter? Then Tracy said, well, we need to get a DNA about this. She said, Mama, why did you keep the secret all this time? But it was really never a secret. I never really knew. I never knew who the biological father was. It was so close.
You took us to go see him, Mama.
But he was still my friend just because I took you to see him.
He was giving Danielle more quarters than us.
Well,
y'all told us the story, so y'all did know.
He had a business, and I took the kids over there to see him.
Why?
Because I still liked him as a friend, and I wanted him to see the kids, and he kept calling Danielle his daughter, not in front of them, but to me.
And we're still not sure, right?
No.
What else do you want to say?
I know that my dad was my dad. I had to give him blood and everything while he was sick, going through his chemo. So it wasn't about my sister's gone. So this is my niece. Ever since my sister, she had 7 children. Julie is the only girl and the only living child. She had a stroke when Julie was 2 or 3 years old, 2 years old. And I was there for my sister then. So I've always had to help her with Julie, help her raise Julie. Her and Julie came with me in the summers. So for someone to come in her life and she's 20 years old and say, I'm her grandfather and these are my daughters, this is your family, this is that. And then to find out that it's not, I mean, why build her up to something if it's not the truth? And on top of that, if it is the truth, then she needs to be able to stand up for herself with that, with his other children as well.
And somebody need 18 years of child support.
Well, I guess Mama needs that because my mother did take care of us.
Right.
I mean, my mother raised us and she took care of us and she did a pretty good job. And she's also taking care of Julie.
That's the issue right now.
And he's been very good, don't get me wrong. This last month, we found out a month ago, and he's been picking her up, taking her to go meet his family, taking her to dinner, talking to her, getting to know her, even getting to know me. He's been a very nice person, but his family, I don't know them. You know, and he's taken Julie around them, and she met one of the daughters, and the daughter was like, oh, you looking her up and down, oh, you might be, it's a possibility. I want her to be able to feel good and say, I am his granddaughter. You know what I'm saying? If she is, because I'm not putting up with nothing like that.
All right, let's see the results.
Thank you so much, Judge Mathis, for this. And my cousin Rudy wanted me to tell you that she loves you to death and she respects you so much and told me to tell you hello.
Well, I said thank you. She cute like
From
you?
Oklahoma City.
She cute like you?
Yes, she
All right, tell her a special thank you. You are cute, though.
Thank you.
Your wife don't watch every day.
Yeah.
All right. I guess you did right. He's not the grandfather.
Oh, my God.
Have a good night.
Thank God. Daddy is the father.
Told you.
Well, I mean, now we can go on with our normal life. And, I mean, Gordy we have met him. He is a nice guy. So if he wants to come over to a barbecue, family get-together, he's my mom's, her first boyfriend. So maybe they might have something going on. Who knows?
I think it's good. Go ahead.
Everything is fine.
He said he's still going to be his granddaughter.
Yes.
Okay. I'll give you her too, baby.